Hey, good evening. Uh, Buenas noches and magandang gabi and whatever else, wherever you are. Thanks for joining me. This is the Alfcast. Sorry for the lighting. My main lamp over there, or light, that thing just exploded like 30 minutes ago. The bulb, well, it didn't really explode. There was no sound. Um, but it went out and for some strange reason, a spark came down from it. I looked at it closer and it looks weird. The bulb looks like there's some damage from heat and some cracks from it and some darkening of the plastic. So I suspect that might have something to do with it. But I will be replacing the bulb. So hopefully this will be the only podcast with this bullshit lighting situation that we got. But please bear with me. This won't be a long one anyway. I'll be talking about a few topics. Obviously, it's the no, it's a Friday Fightcast. I don't know. Did I say it's the Alfcast? It's Friday Fightcast. So this week we're not late like we were last week. So that's an improvement. At least we have that. The lights messed up, but we do have the show on time. So yeah. Yeah, thanks for the new subscribers and seeing some new views, some comments. Thank you so much for that. Um, Please support this video by liking it, subscribing, commenting. I'm trying to get this thing going, but no pressure if you have things better to do. Anyway, let's go and get this thing started. First topic, obviously, it's UFC 258. That's happening tomorrow, technically. It's going to be early in the morning, Sunday here in Spain. So, yeah, Gilbert Burns versus Kamaru Usman. So this is a fight I've been looking forward to for a long time. And I was actually considering posting a video specific to this fight because I've been quite interested in it. I've known Gilbert Burns for quite a while. I've been looking at jiu-jitsu videos of him for a while. He's been, his last couple of fights were really great um, in that weight division. He used to fight in the division, the lightweight division, and he's doing a lot better here in welterweight. So he's someone I've been looking at for a while, and Usman obviously among the champions in the UFC. He's one of my favorite champions, I would say. Obviously, John Jones is another favorite. He's a favorite. Um, Poirier, he's not a champion, but he's certainly one of my favorite champions. I mean, unofficial champions. He's the top of that division anyway, without Khabib being there. But yeah, so this is going to be a great fight. If you follow the sport, you know that these guys are former teammates. They used to train at the same gym, and they used to be actually sparring partners, right? So, that being said, this has the potential to be a very good fight because what we could see is, a couple of fighters who, Usman's not gonna, he's not gonna take this fight on a defensive approach. He's gonna try, I'm sure, to win definitively here. And Burns is a hungry motherfucker. So I think, is going to be a very good fight. A lot of people say former training partners, fighters who know each other very well, that also has historically shown fights to be very slow and boring. But I really don't think that's going to be the case here. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I did put money down on this bet. It went to Burns, right? I think Burns is going to take this, and we got some good odds. You could triple your money, I think, for most platforms, or close to it, or over it even. Um, why do I think Burns is going to win this one? Uh, a few things. So a lot of the people from his gym, I've heard them say that Burns is gonna be the one who takes this. And that gym is the Sanford gym with Henry Hoof, right? Um, and that makes sense to me. I mean, that's credible information to me. These people are probably the most knowledgeable in terms of these two fighters' skill level, right? Um, you can't get as credible as that. I train regularly with these guys. I spar with them. I see them spar all the time. That's the kind of guys we hear this from. Even Henry Wolf himself said something to the effect. Although in other interviews he's been very clear to say that he's in a sort of neutral position, but he also did say something to the effect that we want the belt back, and I have the right guy to do it, or something like that. And obviously he's referring to Burns, who's still training with them, and Usman, as you probably know, has recent or not recently, but I don't know when that was really, but he moved to the gym of Justin Gaethje and what's that guy's name? Whitman. But anyway, not important. Um, that's the Onyx gym, ONX, Onyx. Uh, Good trainer as well. Henry Hoof is a good trainer, and this guy's a good trainer. Walt something. Um, but anyway, so that's number one from the accounts of the trainers. So that's gonna be the first factor. The second one is gonna be hmm, what's the second one? Well, this is something I didn't know at first, but upon researching a little bit, I did come across some information. I'm not gonna say where I got it, but I saw it in a couple of videos. I saw it in Chael Sonnen's video. And there was another guy, former fighter, who said the same thing. That and they could have just been quoting each other. I don't know, but what they said was most fights where you see two fighters from the same gym and the one stays and the other leaves. Usually, the one who stays wins. And if we follow that, um, that sort of what do you call it? Trend. If you follow, if we base that, then that's another basis to say that that Burns would win this one. Okay. And what else? What's the other factor? Um, Now this is something personal to me, and I don't know if this is going to make sense to others, but the way I see Kamaru Usman is he's a balanced fighter, and he says that himself. I wouldn't consider Kamaru Usman an elite striker. I wouldn't consider him an elite grappler. I wouldn't consider him, knockout artist or ground and pounder or submission specialist or anything like that, right? But although he's very capable of doing all of those things I mentioned and all the other things I did, he's in terms of being well-rounded, he takes that to the next level. Okay, he's stamina is off the charts. This guy doesn't he slows down, but he can maintain this level of stamina that doesn't compromise his sort of skill set, if that makes sense. I mean, he does obviously slowing down is compromise, but in a sense that he could still be very dangerous. He could still be explosive. Um, Another thing is he's also not a finisher, right? Um, and I think that ties into him being a well-rounded fighter. He can, in any situation, he can sort of compete. In situations where his opponent might excel, he can handle that and negate the attacks of his opponent. Or if he's on the offensive, he knows his opponent's weakness, he can obviously outperform that. Um, that opponent. So it's really something that's interesting, and I think it can take any fighter really far to be well rounded to that level. You know, a lot of fighters on the top, you can really see weaknesses to their game, and the ways that they manage it is very specific to that fighter. And there are other well-rounded fighters you could look at, but um, Kamaru Usman certainly is one of those, one of the most well-rounded fighters in the game. That's why he's a champion. He works really hard to. Um, Now, his opponent Gilbert Burns, the reason why I think he's going to win is this guy is a multi-world jiu-jitsu champion. So, in terms of his level of skill, he is probably one of the most dangerous jiu-jitsu fighters in the entire UFC. I dare say. I've seen his training. He has a lot of content on YouTube, and if you look at his jiu-jitsu, I mean, in my opinion, as a white belt in jiu-jitsu, it's like, what do I know, right? But just from my opinion, he's really impressive. And in his fights, he's really impressive on the ground. And it's not just jiu-jitsu, it's ground and pound, it's power. This guy has power and speed, explosiveness, man. And that's the thing. He's deadly on the ground. If I was Kamaru Usman, I would avoid him on the ground, to be honest, because I think that even Gilbert Burns was like, I want to go to the ground for this guy. Um, I think that would be the wrong move, but to say that to keep it on the feet is also dangerous for Kamaru Usman because Burns is a killer with striking. He knocks people out. He's got that knockout power that Kamaru Usman does not have, right? And so, what does that mean? I think what we're going to see here is a predator versus a survivor, and the predator is going to be Gilbert Burns. And if Kamaru Usman can manage this predator, this beast, this killer in the octagon in a way that shows he's dominant and manage him in a way that he does more damage to the fighter. And it's very vivid and evident that he's out sort of, outperforming and out fighting, out whatever, outdoing Gilbert Burns, if that makes sense. And he's gonna take it. Um, but it's a lot easier to be the predator when chasing that knockout, the one trying to get at that 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 prey. I think. Now I'm getting very philosophical now as to my basis, but mm, the thing is, I'm not betting. I didn't bet too much money on this because Kamaru Usman, though, he's a really good champion. He's a really good fighter. And this he has a potential to beat Burns and beat the next guy, and at that point be in that argument to say like he's in the GOAT argument, right? And if he's very close to that. He beats Burns, he beats another guy, top name in the division, and he's in that conversation. I guarantee you that. But that being said, he's you can't get to that point and not be a skilled fighter who's proven your mettle. And the, I'm just really excited. The money again is not even a thing. It's just for me. I really want to see this fight. I couldn't care if who won, honestly, for the amount that I bet. I mean, if I win, I'll get a few $100 because of the odds. But um, yeah, it's you know, I would put a little money down on Burns. If not, go for Kamaru. I don't think that's a bad idea as well. But if you agree with what I'm saying, then by all means go for Burns, man. I think that's a win right there. The odds are great. You don't have to bet too much to make a big win in that fight. But yeah, let's move on. Next fight is going to be Macy Barber and Alexa Grasso. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with these two fighters. I mean, Macy Barber, before her recent fight before this one, she was undefeated, and I did hear about her. I did see highlights of her before, and she's a beast. I mean, she's built like, whew, like a tank. She's one of those women that you look at her. I mean, not to say anything negative, obviously about the way she looks, but she's really like scary looking. Like I, the kind of thing where if you were in a bar and you wanted to hit on this girl, you got to be extra respectful and be like, hey, you think like, man, don't be a dick. She actually beat you up. I mean, and Alexa Grasso, on the other hand, I mean, she's another very attractive fighter, I'd say. She's got what you call the resting bitch face, I think, but not by choice. I think it's just the way her face is built. She's a good fighter, although if you look at her record here, I think she has a recent loss. Oh no, yeah, Carla Esparza, where she lost against a former champion. Who else did she beat? Oh, she was in the Ultimate Fighter. Okay. Beat a few other names. Lost against Tatiana Suarez. Mm, and Felice Herrig. I'm not sure who that is, to tell you the truth. She beat a Canadian Ronda Marcos. K. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know her too much, but I did look her up a bit. I feel like this is a little bit of this is gonna be like feeding 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 Macy Barber here. Macy Barber's a good fighter. I think this girl is a future champion or a future championship level contender. I'm not sure about Alexa Grasso. And I feel like Macy Barber is out there to is gonna take this one, and I think the UFC knows it. Alexa's ranked 15, Macy Barber is 10. Um, but I think Macy Barber's, yeah, she's a lot less experienced. She has one loss. I'm gonna go with Macy Barber on this one. Uh, don't have anything down on this fight. And next, Kevin Gastelum versus Ian Heinisch. Now, this is gonna be. I think this has a lot of potential as well. And I'm actually surprised that the odds are so bad against Gastelum. I think I haven't put money down on this one yet, but I think I might. I've been thinking about it hard. I will keep you posted on that, maybe updated on the comments and description here, and I'll mention it on my next video for sure. But we're looking at a guy. I think he has 13 wins, two losses, or let's see, 14 wins, 3 losses. He lost against Derek Brunson and Omar Akhmedov. Oh, sorry, Omari Akhmedov. Um, 2019, those 2 losses. Yeah. Then he won against Gerald. Bear with me here. Mischert. Anyway, TKO punches. And before there's two losses, he had a five-fight win streak, one loss. Pretty good record. 14-3 is a nice record. Now, when we look at Gastelum, Kelvin, they always say he's fought the who's of who of the division. I've heard like five guys say that. I don't understand. I mean, he's lost his last three fights. Yeah, no, I guess I know why he's such an underdog. But he lost to Izzy, Darren Till, and Jack Hermanson. Decision, submission. Tough guy, dude. Tough guy. I gotta say, he won twice before that against Jacare and Bisping. He lost against Weidman before that. Hmm. But, he hasn't been knocked out once. Gastelum I'm a little familiar with him. He really sparked my attention when he put that fight against Israel Adesanya. That was a really good fight. And even though he lost that fight, I think his stock went up just because of the level of toughness he showed. Darren Till fight, I don't know. He didn't perform as well, I think. Well, what I want to say about Gastelum is I think he has the potential to win this fight. I don't see a lot of potential, but it's just that when we've seen him many times before, and I'm not gonna say who because it's just I'm kind of baked, and it's not coming to mind. But we've seen it before where fighters are on two-fight losing streaks or three-fight losing streaks, and you have that sort of viciousness. Like I don't want to. I'm gonna die in this ring before I lose. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go down a rank. I'm not gonna go on a four-fight losing streak or three-fight losing streak. And you see this viciousness, like never give up attitude in some fighters. Um, Maybe one recent one was Aldo against Chito Vera. Maybe. Uh, but yeah, I'm sure maybe a lot of you who's hearing me struggle with giving examples for this have some in your head, and you know what I'm talking about. So I'm basing it off of that. And Gastelum, he's never been knocked out. Most of his losses have been either by submission or decision. And if we look at the Hurricane, Ian Heinrich, it's a German name for sure. Much of his wins have been from decisions and one submission. Most of them are TKO, yeah. Not two, yeah. Two submissions, five KOs, seven decisions. It's going to be an interesting fight, I think. I think we're going to see I think we're going to see a Gaston who's going to be, fighting for his UFC life here. And are we going to see someone give it all, pour it out in the octagon, or are we going to see, you know, the rise of the Hurricane and let's try this again. I struggle with German names sometimes, man. Heinisch. Whew. I'm gonna skip making a prediction for him. Honestly, since I'm gonna go for Gastelum here. I'm gonna go for Gastelum by decision. Yeah, I think he's gonna outfight Ian here. I think he's gonna fight very hard, and he's gonna have to. If not, he's gonna be sort of pushed back in the ranking. What is his ranking right now anyway? I mean, his ranking at the moment, is he not ranked? Bear with me here. Sorry, I should have prepared this before yapping my mouth. Okay, he's seventh, yeah, seventh ranked. Why can't I get the information I'm looking for? Bro, just a sec here. Okay, there we go. Middleweight rankings. I think it's seventh. Yeah, no, he's eighth. Yeah, eighth. And who we got? Ian. I don't think. Where's Ian ranked? I don't think he's even ranked. Oh, he's ranked 19. You believe that? 8 versus 19, and you got that kind of odds. Anyway, I think if the odds are the way I'm interpreting them, then I think I might go with Gaston for this. I might put a little money down on him for a decision win. Um, yeah, so that's it for UFC 258 for me. It's gonna be a great night of fights, and what else do we got for topics? We're gonna close this out soon. Yeah, Gastelum is the underdog. Look at that. Minus 230. So yeah, put some money on Gastelum. I think that's worth the risk. But don't blame it on me. Like I said in my last post, I'll not take responsibility for anyone's bets. And if you lose, you lose. If you win, good for you. There's no reason why you should listen to my bets, my advice. But if you do it. If not, then don't. Moving on. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. So, more talks about Poirier McGregor. I don't like this one. As you know, I don't think there should be a third fight just yet. And certainly not for a belt. But yeah, it's Dana White right now is starting to look like a very sleazy businessman. But it is what it is, I mean, you can't blame the guy. He wants money. He's in business to make money, and that's a money fight. But it's the stakes are a little high in the sense that what do I mean by stakes? If this fight goes on, you make money and attention with the casuals. If this fight doesn't happen, the hardcores get upset and the sport doesn't look that much like a meritocracy as it should. And I think most sports that are respected are a meritocracy primarily. Mm, what do I know? That's just what I think. But I feel like there should be more of a meritocracy factor when it comes to matchmaking, I think, and not just what's the money here. And that ties into the next topic, Chimaev Edwards. I don't have a stutter. Well, maybe I do. Chimaev Edwards is canceled. That's what I'm talking about. Chimaev, what is he, ranked 15 or was he unranked? Edwards is ranked 4. I don't think that fight should have happened anyway. And well, I think Edwards would have whooped his ass, to be honest. But Dana White thinks it's a great fight. He said it recently. It's canceled because Chimaev has sort of long-term effects, suffering from long-term effects from the COVID. His lungs is not working as well as he would like them to, I think, and that's the reason why it's canceled. I think for a third time. So, yeah, I think they should fight a high-ranked guy for Edwards. If not, I mean, put him up against someone up who's even ranked. Let's have a quick look. Leon Edwards ranking. Yeah. Well, believe it or not, I don't stare at rankings all day. That's why I'm looking it up, and I want to be sure. I think he's ranked number 4. And what is this? Why am the problem is I'm searching with Bing. So somehow mm, 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 this is so embarrassing. Uh anyway, I hope you're having a nice day wherever you are. While I'm searching this, I'll bring up the next topic, which is Pacquiao Garcia. Oh no, sorry, Dana White and Khabib. So did you hear they met? They're having another meeting now. I don't know, man. I feel like this is more of a Dana White thing right now, and I don't understand. I really don't understand why in the heck we are um, uh, why Dana White is so pushy about this. Honestly, he's really really pushy. If I was Khabib, I'd be kind of annoyed at this point. But I really don't know the situation, to be honest. Um, like if you ask me, I think Khabib should just retire. If not, like have your last 30-0 attempt fight. Let it happen. Announce it now. I mean, the thing is, they're saying I don't want to hold up the division, but I mean that's exactly what you're doing. You know, in my opinion, that's what's going on, right? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong, but for some strange reason, like Leon Edwards should be ranked here, but he's not. Like I don't get it. Chimaev's 18 here. Where's Edwards? Anyway, mm, I feel like I'm in some strange like Twilight Zone. Like, I can't find a fighter's ranking. Jesus, Bing. That's it, man. I can't figure how to change back to Google during this podcast right now. But yeah, he's a welterweight. What's his damn ranking? I know he's a welterweight. You ding that? Anyway, I think he's ranked four. Um, so that's it. Dana and Khabib, like, let it go, Dana. You know what I mean? He just wants to make that money, and he's looking bad. Dana White's looking bad with this whole thing. Unless, you know what, maybe he'll pull off a fight in their next meeting. That would change everything. But if not, like, it's like, what are you even doing anymore, man? Leave Khabib alone. Or maybe they're just friends, man. They're meeting, they're having fun, they're hanging out. Anyway, what else we got? Pacquiao and Garcia, blah blah blah. Not happening, I hear. That's good news for me. If you see my last podcast, I don't think it should happen, honestly. Last time I mentioned it, it wasn't in my last podcast, but in the previous podcast I mentioned. I don't think it should happen. But Pacquiao is talking about other fights. I believe. Do you believe in love after love? And what else? Oh, did you hear about Gina Carano? She's an actress and former fighter, former MMA fighter. She posted something. What was it? Something to do with how, I guess, she was making a comparison to something in history, something terrible, the Holocaust or the Jews, the prosecution of the Jews in Germany during World War II, or the way they were treated, right? And part of that process was she was explaining how. they made neighbors turn against each other to sort of, rat out on each other. Oh, I live with the Jews, live here next door, Um, that was she had a point that there's something like that going on right now in society, and it's a good point, and it's a difficult thing to say, and it's a sensitive thing to bring up, the Holocaust and make a comparison. But I don't understand why she was canceled for that, honestly. Um, what you can't make, uh, you know, I don't want to call it edgy. You can't make a comparison, a historic comparison of something terrible that happened and something terrible that she feels is happening now that she feels might have equal consequences in the future. I don't know. I don't feel that way. I don't really look at it that deeply. I don't live in that country. What I am sad about is that, a person who's obviously worked very hard at their career gets fired by a multinational company. And I feel like Gina Carano, I feel like there's a lot of counter, um, organizations and people that are kind of against this kind of cancel culture, that there are companies that will still hire her in her space, which is fighting. I guess I'm not sure if that's still her profession, if she's still willing to do that. How old is she even? But in acting, Disney's not the only game. They're not the only, you know, game in town. I'm sure, this is too much, I think. Leave the person alone. They're making a historical comparison. And if they look stupid for saying that, let's leave society to judge them on that. Why does Disney have to cancel someone? And honestly, Disney has a lot of questionable behavior as an organization as well. It's like, who are you to be so, you know, so harsh on, not even harsh. It's not even harsh, but judgmental about a person, and what you bring up a Holocaust you don't agree, and that's a basis to cancel someone's career. It's fine to disagree, but I don't think this is sort of pushing your idea and saying I disagree, and I also want everyone to think that this is wrong, and I'm going to fire this actress from everything that she's associated with in our company, and yeah, scandalize it, and virtue signal. I don't know, but I don't like it. Honestly, I'm gonna look her up now after this podcast and follow her just to support the poor person that's being bullied by this big organization. And I really feel optimistic and about hopefully she's able to continue a career despite that, and that would be a great slap to the face to big corporations who think they can, do this and bully people and this kind of thing. Um, yeah, that's how I feel about that. But honestly, I mean, cancel me. Who cares? Nobody. Yeah, go ahead and cancel me, YouTube. I don't give a shit. Um, what else? Yeah, well, look, let's see you there. I said it would be short. I'm not going to put you through any more of this horrible lighting. Um, and yeah, there's not too much to talk about anyway. Thank you so much if you've watched this video to the end. I really appreciate it. Please give me some feedback, subscribe, like the video. Coming out with more videos throughout the weekend. UFC 258 coming out. Really excited for that. And yeah, I hope you're having an awesome day wherever you are. Don't forget to to keep your house clean, I guess, and to drink lots of water. Yeah, that's always important. Trying to give everyone some healthy reminders at the end of my podcast, always. But yeah, peace out. Good night. Bye bye.